Hey guys, you're welcome to another session with Dr. Elora. And of course, as usual, I'm going to be discussing about a very sensitive topic. My apologies, the early live I had earlier in the day wasn't audible, so I felt I needed to address this topic again. All right, so basically, I'm going to be talking about why incompetent people get promoted and you don't. All right. Now, have you ever looked at someone at work and thought, how did this person get promoted? And obviously, it's not like you're crazy. There's just a system behind it. Because the truth is, sometimes people get promoted not because they don't know what they're doing, but they get promoted because they are not visible enough. So I'm going to be doing my best to address. Just go back and do what you're doing. I'm going to do my best to address issues why it may appear like you are not being promoted or you're not getting noticed. And I'm not going to take too much of your time, but I just think these are some very important things you need to understand. So if you are a professional and you're trying to rise in your career and it feels like you're not getting noticed, you're not getting promoted, and you're doing so much, I guess this video definitely is for you, because I'm going to be addressing in the coming days and coming weeks during the live programs things that you can do, the strategies you can do to maneuver office politics, and obviously, get noticed for doing what you're good at. So I'm going to be talking about the frustration of being overlooked. I'm going to be talking about seeing less capable people move ahead when you know that you are just as good or maybe even better than they are. I'm also going to be looking at how, these things kind of make you feel undervalued. So if you are frustrated where you work, or you're seeing less capable people, getting things done or being noticed, and you're feeling undervalued, this is one of the basic and most misunderstood realities in the workplace. At some point in time, you get to feel undervalued, you get to feel like people who are less capable than you are getting noticed. And that is the reason why sometimes incompetent people usually get seen or more valued above people who are more competent. Now, the truth is visibility beats competence. I mean, it's a harsh reality, but sometimes it's not about how much you know. It's not about how skilled you are. It's also not about how smart or how intelligent you are. People don't promote what they don't see. So you may be intelligent, you may be smart, you may be brainy, you may be brilliant, but you're not just getting promoted. You're not just getting that value. You're not getting recognized at work, and you feel like you're doing so much, you're working so hard. Yet, people who are in quote incompetent get to be noticed more than you. This is the truth and the reality. All right. So the perception also that people have is it's not just about what you do. It's good, it's great to be competent, it's good and it's great to be skilled and to be so smart. But then again, the question is, what do people perceive about you? What do your colleagues perceive? Hi, what do your colleagues perceive about you? What do your supervisors or your superiors think about you? How visible are you at work? Competence is not enough. You get employed through competence, but visibility keeps you in the mind of the decision maker. Visibility keeps you in the mind of those that matter. Visibility gets people to speak for you behind closed doors, right? So visibility is one of the things you need to understand. How do people perceive you is also another point you need to take note of. And of course, communication. How many times do you actually communicate your achievements? How many times do you communicate how good you are. Now, there's a difference between bragging, right? So I'm not talking about you bragging. I'm not talking about you telling everyone, oh, I'm so good at what I do. I'm so smart. I'm so intelligent. You really have to be very careful, especially when you're in professional environments. Now, you need to have competence and visibility. You need to have competence and the ability to communicate. You need to have competence and confidence. So if you're competent and you're not confident, then you're going to have a problem communicating your value. And this is why a lot of people who are so smart, so intelligent, don't get promoted, don't get raises, find it difficult to get good jobs because they do not know how to communicate their value. They also don't know how to communicate their achievements. So some people speak competently even with less substance. You know that saying sometimes when they say empty barrels make the loudest noise. Now, no shades here, but sometimes I'm sure you may have noticed people that talk a lot, speak a lot, and then when you now have conversations with them one-on-one, you find out that they don't really have so much depth. Now, people that are smart and intelligent most times have issues knowing how to communicate their brilliance and their intelligence in the work environment. And that's one of the things this channel is going to be doing for you. It's going to show you how to strategically position yourself in the workplace. It's going to teach you how to get promoted at work, how to get noticeable. I mean, if you're interested in career growth, interested in growing your career, you're interested in learning, you're interested in improving, on the job, you're interested in decoding office politics, you're also interested in becoming a leader in your organization or where you work, then this channel is for you. So if you're yet to like or yet to subscribe, please do not forget to do so. Now, another thing you need to learn in building your career or getting that deserved promotion or notice at work is knowing how to cultivate strategic relationships. You need to have alliances. You need to know how to build alliances. You need to know how to cultivate interpersonal relationships and intrapersonal relationships. So you cannot afford to have at work only friends in your department. You need to have friends in other departments. You need to learn how to speak the language in your organization. You need to learn how to absorb the culture, well, as long as it's not negative, of your organization. Sometimes people tend to miss out on promotions and getting noticed at work because they do not know how to glide in the culture of their organizations. Now, playing the game is also a very strategic move. Playing that game is also known as office politics. Ignoring politics doesn't remove you from it. Every organization that I am aware of has what they call office politics. You can choose to get involved and you can choose not to get involved. But this is something I'll tell you that I have noticed over the past 2 decades of me working in several organizations. If you ignore office politics, trust me, you're going to get swept under the rug. You're going to get ignored. You're going to get unrecognized. Now, I'm not saying you're going to get involved in the negative vices of office politics. No, I'm saying learn how to play the game, okay? Not by throwing people under the bus or climbing on the top people to rise. I'm saying learn the language, learn the game. All right. And this is also why it's very important to build strategic relationships, build strategic alliances. All right. Learn how to get people to trust you. If your colleagues, your superiors, your supervisors, and the people you work with don't trust you, no matter how smart you are, no matter how intelligent you are, it's really going to be very difficult for you to get people to vouch for you behind your back. And that is the reason why quite a number of people who are so smart and intelligent don't get nominated. They don't have people speaking on their behalf. Now, many times when you work in an organization, you may also want to be considered for leadership positions. Now, the very first thing you need to understand about getting noticed in an official environment or work environment is acting like a leader. You don't need a title. You don't need to be given a special position before you start acting like a leader. Quite a number of people who end up becoming leaders have already started acting in leadership roles before they were given those titles. And acting like a leader usually happens when you have accountability, when you have ownership, when you're a team player, when you know how to collaborate with other people, when you're ready to learn from your mistakes. These are attributes and characters you need to build if you are considering becoming a leader at any point in time. So if you want to get noticed at your workplace, you need to understand that you first of all need to also focus on your technical skills. In the first place, when you are being recruited for a job, it is the competence of your technical skills that gets you the job, right? Once you get the job, you have to start building what they call social system skills. Every organization has the technical systems and the social systems. If you have a job, your technical skills need to be added to social skills. So things like I'm not the talkative type. I really don't like talking to people. I don't like being around people. They easily get on my nerves. You're going to need to learn a lot of patience when you work in an official environment. No matter the kind of job you have, I'm sure you come across people who appear happy-go-lucky, friendly with everyone. Everyone knows their name and they know everyone's name. So one of the secrets in becoming quite popular at work and getting people to know you is building the ability to recognize your colleagues, learn their names, call them by their names, remember something unique about them, learn to give compliments at work, right? A hello, a hug. I mean, you don't have to go about hugging everyone in your office, right? But basically, how many of your colleagues, your supervisors or superiors do you know their names? Are you the kind of person that goes to work in the morning and you hardly say hello to anyone? And then all you just want to do is to get to that job, get paid, and go home. You need to learn how to start building relationships. When you build strategic relationships, that is one of the very good steps of getting visibility at work. No matter how brilliant and smart you are, if people don't know you, it's going to be difficult to get management or leadership to recognize you. You don't get promoted only because you are smart. You do not get promoted only because you're good at your job. You get promoted because you are competent and you also show leadership skills, social skills. So you need to develop your social skills and your leadership skills, all right? And that's basically learning how to communicate, having emotional intelligence, learning leadership skills, learning how to have accountability, team spirit, collaborating. It's not just about how hard you work. Remember, people always say working hard doesn't give you as much results as working smart. So you can work hard and not get so much results. But if you work smart, you will definitely get more results than you would get if you're working hard. Now, that is not to say when you get a job, oh Lord, that power is gone. Yeah, just a minute. Okay. Now, that is not to say that if you get a job, you should actually know what you're supposed to do in terms of your job function and other things. Baby, please, can you raise the curtain, please, because of the heat? JJ, JJ, raise the curtain. Okay, so you've got colleagues that don't know as much as you do. You consider yourself to be more intelligent than them. You consider yourself to be smarter than them. You consider yourself to be more brilliant than them. But unfortunately, they are incompetent. You are competent, but they get promoted. You don't get promoted. So that basically means there are 1,001 reasons, or just a few reasons why they're getting noticed and you are not. Now, Definitely, when you're working and you're not getting noticed, you're going to be frustrated because you are always overlooked. Um, Considering the fact that you are seeing people who are less capable than you are, you feel undervalued, and these are signs letting you know that something is wrong, right? And this is one of the most misunderstood realities in the workplace. It's something that makes so many people start feeling pressured at work. It's something that makes people want to resign because they feel they are underpaid, undervalued, and not recognized for their worth. Now, during my I'd say over 10 years career, I have understood some certain principles professionals need to apply to get noticed on the job. And part of it is visibility beats competence. Now, hear me out. When you're going to get a job, you are recruited based on your competence, based on how well you know the job, based on how skilled you are on the job. But your skills is part of what is going to help you maintain the job. Your skills, your character, and then if you're looking to get promoted, visibility is also part of what you're going to need to be recognized. I need a minute. Let me. It's getting hot in here. Yes, so visibility is very crucial when you want to get noticed at your job, right? It beats being competent. Now, competence works hand in hand with visibility. So it works both ways. If you are visible and you are not competent, you still will not get promoted. You still will not get the recognition you feel you deserve. So, technical skills are very important when you are working, and visibility, which is when you get to meetings, learn to speak confidently at meetings. Learn to express yourself not rudely and not unpolitely during meetings. Try to seek opportunities to share your ideas. Don't just keep your ideas in your mind. Share your ideas with your supervisors, with your colleagues, with people that matter. The decision makers need to know that you are smart. All right. The reason why competent people keep getting promoted over people that are competent is because a good majority of them are bold, a good majority of them are confident, and a good majority of them know how to share ideas. Even if the ideas don't belong to them, they are good at seeking opportunities to share ideas and share achievements. All right. So, and this is the reason why you can be so smart, so intelligent, and yet you are unable to get promoted or get noticed at work or get that extra raise or extra cash or salary that you're looking for. So you can be working for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, no promotion, and then you see someone who's younger than you, probably more vocal, speaks more than you, and they get promoted. Part of the reasons is because they are usually fearless in sharing their ideas. They know how to share their ideas. They know how to share. I mean, even if the idea doesn't belong to them, they are very bold. They are very vocal. They know how to seize opportunities. That's the word. They know how to seize opportunities to showcase their talents and their skills. And this is a problem many people who are smart and intelligent usually don't utilize. So visibility is very crucial. Competence is no longer enough, because if you work in a very big organization where there's so many people that have the same skills you have, the question is, how do you stand out from other people so you get promoted and you get noticed? One of the major things is having self-confidence. Self-confidence is important. Knowing how to speak during meetings and not rudely or interruptive is important. Knowing how to share your ideas is important. And of course, knowing how to share your achievements. People don't know you have an achievement if you don't talk about it. Okay. So, of course, you have to be careful so it doesn't look like as if you're being arrogant or you're bragging, because that's also another challenge. Many times, people avoid sharing their ideas or achievements because they're like, no, I don't want anyone to think I'm arrogant. I don't want people to think I'm proud. But at some point, you actually need to share your achievements and the things you're able to accomplish. Right now, perception is reality. It's not just what you do, it's what people think you do. Perception is so important. Perception is reality, especially in the workplace. You are smart, you are intelligent, but how do people perceive you to be? How intelligent or how smart do your colleagues think you are? So if you're intelligent and you're smart internally, and your entire organization doesn't see you as intelligent and smart, then there is a problem. It means that you are not confidently showcasing your skills. It also means that you're not visible enough. So perception is reality. And the truth of the matter is, you can't wait for people to recognize how skillful you are. You can't wait for people to recognize how good you are on the job. You need to show them, and you also need to tell them. All right. And that's seriously, you just need to be strategic. You have to be intentional about it. So it's not just about how good you are, it's how people, who are the people that know you're good? And what do those people that know you are good say about you? Okay. Now you may think, I don't need to tell anybody how good I am. I mean, my work will speak for itself. But this doesn't happen in all cases. In all cases, not in all cases. Some cases, your work will actually speak for you. But in some cases, your work will not speak for you. You need to speak for yourself because your work doesn't have a mouth. People are the ones that actually speak. People are the ones that actually recommend. All right. So you need to improve on your communication skills. You need to learn how to speak confidently. You need to learn how to speak in public. You need to learn how to speak in meetings. And you need to learn how to build strategic relationships. You need to build alliances. Okay. And this brings us to office politics. People are scared of office politics. People think politics is only for politicians. Newsflash, politics also works in organizations. You cannot afford to ignore politics if you are interested in growing. So if you're not interested in growing, then you can ignore office politics. But if you want to grow in your career, if you want to be recognized, if you want your value to be recognized, you must not ignore it. Now, I'm not saying take sides or learn to witch hunt other people. I'm just saying don't ignore the politics, accept the politics. You don't need to embrace it. You just need to strategically align, right? Your values need to be clear, and you need to understand whose side you are on. Okay, sometimes sitting on the fence doesn't help, so you need to actually have a side. I'm sorry, but this is the truth, right? And then another thing, people that are competent and very smart usually lack is they don't know how to position themselves as leaders. So sometimes even incompetent people have a way of painting themselves as competent. Strange, right? But there are many organizations where the people that, in quote, look like leaders are actually not that competent. It's other people behind that are getting the job done. And then you wonder how come this person is showcasing themselves as the messiah and the real people doing the work are behind the scenes. So if you are tired of being behind the scenes, you also have to showcase yourself. You have to show your leadership skills. You have to stop being scared of being in the front and staying at the back. You can't be at the back and be noticed. You have to be in the front and be noticed. Now, what should you do instead? Practical steps here. Speak up in meetings. Learn to speak up in meetings. Learn to showcase your talent and your skills in the meetings. Learn to share your achievements. Yes, I know you don't want to brag. Yes, I know you don't want to look arrogant, but it needs to get done. Document your wins and share them. Don't be scared. By the time you do it once, twice, you will get used to it. This is the edge or leverage that a lot of incompetent people in organizations use. They know how to share what they know, right? They know how to document and share wins. Even if the wins don't belong to them, they know how to share it. Give me a second. Okay, so speak up in meetings, document and share your wins, build relationships, strategic relationships intentionally. You have to learn how to build alliances and intentionally be friends. Learn how to get people to trust you. People have to trust you before you can even be considered for leadership. No one wants to promote anyone to become a leader if they don't trust them. Also know how to communicate your impact, not effort. Impact basically means communicate what you have achieved. All right. And these are part of the things people use as leverage to get promoted. Now, increase your visibility strategically. And to increase your visibility strategically is to also know how to speak up, learn. If you don't know how to speak, go for public speaking classes so you can learn how to present yourself. You know, when opportunities come, take those opportunities. Okay. I mean, have you ever seen someone less competent and get promoted? I mean, we can talk in the comments. I have seen so many people during my career less competent get promoted, and that was because I was scared of being visible. I was scared of coming out in the open. I was scared of speaking up in meetings. I didn't want to look arrogant, and these are the reasons why competent people sometimes get forgotten. This is part of the reasons why competent people get ignored because they're scared. They don't have enough confidence. They don't want to look arrogant. But you need to start learning how to share your achievements. You need to start learning how to share your thoughts. When there are meetings, when there are opportunities for you to showcase your talents, don't be scared. Show them as long as you have documented results, as long as you are competent and you've got skills. Those skills should not be hidden. If they are hidden, you will not get recognized, you will not be valued, and somebody else is going to get the shine. Okay, so these are the practical tips that I'm sharing with you. And hi, Adrian. And hopefully, I'll try to go live again once again tomorrow. We're having electrical problems right now, so I need to get off the show. I will see you same time tomorrow, God's grace, where I'll come and share you. So if you're interested in growing your career, you're interested in learning strategic moves, hi, you're interested in learning strategic moves on how to build your career, how to communicate properly, public speaking, leadership skills, then this is the channel for you. So I'm sorry, guys, I need to be off right now. It's so hot in here. So I'll see you guys tomorrow live. Take care, and please don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now.